SCOUL Sugar Factory in Lugazi is dotted with a lush terraced sugarcane vegetation in meandering streams of fresh water, providing breathtaking beauty. For 90 years, this farm, run by one of the sugar barons, the Meta family, has fanned the appetites of those with a sweet tooth and uplifted Uganda's nascent economy. In April 2007, President Museveni proposed to give SCOUL part of Mabira Forest to expand their sugarcane plantation after the proprietors claimed they lacked enough cane. This resulted in 2 deadly protests in the capital. The plan to give away the forest to grow cane was thereafter shelved. About 5 years ago, the company opened a distillery which produces alcoholic spirits from sugarcane molasses, which are the byproduct in sugar production. The distillery set off a litany of complaints from locals in regard to air and water pollution. As the skies opened in a fit of ever-consuming rage early in the morning, we drove to Lugazi in Buikwe district to investigate these allegations. Lugazi Town Council is a shabby outpost that lies in the heart of Buikwe district. It is a municipality which is growing at a snail pace. The major economic activity here is sugarcane growing and subsistence farming for a peasantry society. Across the valley adjacent to Kawolo Hospital lies this expanse of sugarcane plantation, which provides peerless beauty along Ginger Highway. Inside the plantation flows various streams with fresh water. On another side of the sugarcane plantation flows streams that form River Musamya and Kairira, which spill into other water bodies. All these rivers, spewing pale brown waters as a result of the recent rains, join River Musamya and Seziba.
I once went to Wasa village and saw River Musamya with black water. I was told it was polluted by the sugar factory.
On our second day, we went to the plantation using crisscrossing gravel roads.
We are going to the biocomposite plant, which is within the sugarcane plantation. We are told that if we don't go very early, and it's now about 3:30 a.m., that most of the workers within the plantation start moving around by 5. So we need to take a vantage point within the plantation to ensure that we capture a picture of the biocomposite plant, where we are told that some of the liquid waste that comes from the sugar factory is always released whenever they can't utilize it all in making the fertilizers. So it's the journey that we are now embarking on inside this thick plantation.
We were not far from the location of the biocomposite plant, which makes fertilizers from the distillery effluents. An open gutter is brimming with untreated effluents from the distillery. The brown effluents flow largely at night to the composite plant. Some of the effluents, which are not utilized, are diverted elsewhere. The effluents contain acids and other chemicals that are dangerous to the environment and locals if consumed in streams. Since they are liquid, they also seep into the soils and gradually join the water table that serves as a source of water for the locals and streams that flow into various rivers. We came again on the third day to locate where the unutilized effluents are diverted to. We hid before sunrise to avoid being noticed by security and other workers on the plantation. We remained alert, suspicious of any movement by persons and vehicles. It was not long before we unraveled the point of pollution at a place called Wamba, in the middle of the plantation away from the road to the biocomposite plant. We found culverts nearly submerged in the porous dark brown effluents. The water here ominously turns black as it flows out of the clean environment cover. We reached Griffin Falls camp inside Mabira Forest after a 10-kilometer drive. It is amongst 40 exquisite sites in Uganda with a zip line. Through Mabira Forest, we trek downhill, trailing the rumbling sound of River Musamya. Below the zip line is River Musamya. Its polluted black waters has left stones stained with greasy circulated like liquid. We slope to Griffin Falls on the steep rocks. Under an ailing wooden bridge flows River Musamya. At a close glance of the river, its waters appear like gallons of used oil from a car engine. Downstream, it's hard to tell that there is a river here.
Those chemicals, for example, sulfuric acid, this is a very dangerous acid. And when it goes into water, it pollutes water to the extent that the river becomes a dead river.
People are no longer using that water, and that was the nearby river and the well we had that the community was using. Now that water flows to the wells, and it also spoils those wells.
The change of color is filtered by the glow of sun rays escaping through a canopy of trees sheltering the river.
It's about 15 kilometers from where the effluents join River Musamya, and it snails through the shrubs and also the entangled roots of Mabira Forest. And anybody would expect that at this very point the water could be purified, but that's not the case. What you're greeted with is a smell which is a mixture of decomposing wood and molasses. And the only thing that makes you feel you're part of the nature here are the unforgiving black ants that make it so hard for anybody to stand for quite some time here.
These cascading waters are the falls, and a rare species of monkeys are a spectacular thrill for tourists that flock this place. But many are beginning to turn away as a result of the pollution.
Yeah, the water stinks a little bit, yeah. It smells not naturally. Yeah, not like nature water.
When you are coming here, what was your expectation?
It could be better if we protect it. Yeah.
Are you disappointed?
A little bit.
On a day when there is less pollution, River Musamya has pale brown waters. Before pollution, this river was a source of fish for the locals living in this area. The locals say most of the fish species have perished, leaving only a handful of lungfish.
After pouring effluents into the water, tilapia and mudfish died.
River Musamya joins River Sezibwa in Kayunga district.
This bridge in Nagoje sub-county was constructed in 1935. Under it flows River Sezibwa, which snails for about 25 kilometers from the famous Sezibwa Falls within Mkono district through Mabira Forest. And the water, as you can see, is still not polluted, pure, though the change of color is as a result of the runoffs because of the rains that have pounded this area in the recent days. We further traveled to Chabazala in Kayunga district on the trail of River Musamya. At this point through the swamp, River Musamya waters are not changed much. It is over 30 kilometers from Griffin Falls, where the pollution was more evident. River Musamya flows through a very vast papyrus vegetation. As you can see, it is said to be one of the best filters and uses capillarity action. When water goes through this kind of vegetation, you expect it to be pure, clean and fresh. But the locals are saying for the last 4 years they have not seen any clean water flow in this river, and they can attest to the kind of pollution they have witnessed in the past.
Some of the locals, like 50-year-old Hakim Salong, have lived here for most of their life. They previously relied on fishing from River Musamya.
We used to drink this water and also wash our clothes with it. But we can't do that now.
Others claim that the polluted water ravages their skin.
Sometimes when you dip your hands in the water, your skin begins to itch. We don't know the side effect of this.
This swamp is the intersection between River Musamya and River Sezibwa. The means of transport here is a recti canoe steered by a dry long stick. My seat consists of 2 pieces of timber. I and my camera person sailed with the locals for over 30 minutes through this papyrus swamp.
River Sezibwa on this part, it looks well kept, and as you can see, although there is a lot of decomposing matter on one side, a mixture of different vegetation that includes ferns, papyrus, and also other shrubs. You can still see that you can only see the dark color from above, just because after decomposing, the reflection of the matter is always a bit dark.
The water of River Sezibwa, which passes under the bridge on its way to Kayunga district, is contaminated, and if pollution is not halted, this will spill into Lake Choga. Next day, we returned at the distillery in Lugazi. The digester, which emits methane gas used by the plant to generate power, is what the community in Lugazi says causes pollution. Methane gas is supposed to be burnt before it is disposed to the environment. But at night, and when it rains, locals suffer the brunt of pollution.
It's early morning in Lugazi town and I'm at Shinyoro Road. I still smell something strong, and that kind of pongs are always stronger at night. And that's exactly what the locals within Lugazi town continue to endure every day.
I'm feeling some smell. It's like where pigs sleep. It affects my life, that's what I think, because normally when you smell something bad, it affects life, like lungs. That's what I know for the little education I have. And when you continue smelling such a thing, after like some years, I think it may not be good.
Sometimes comes worse when you are sleeping with your husband, or what, you started to feel the smelling, you want to vomiting because of that. If you are eating, you started to feel the smelling starting.
We sent there the NEMA people, but they came and told us there's nothing wrong. For us people who are living here, we feel it, because at night, that's when we mostly hear that smell. For them who come to investigate those hours, they cannot feel it.
The leadership in the area claims that they have tried to halt this pollution by the overbearing sugar farm.
Those people who go there to investigate, once they go there, they are shut up, they are given money, they are given sugar. We want the president to intervene. That's when these people will end this nuisance.
If it doesn't completely intervene, what are the plans that you, the authorities of Lugazi, have to ensure that you end such kind of pollution?
As youths of Lugazi and the people of the community, and as leaders, we are going to mobilize the community so that we protest against all this.
NTV has learned that Lugazi municipality has not had an environment officer for over a year.
We have no.
Why?
Because they are not advertised the position of an environment officer, the town clerk. And he said there's no need since we have one at the district.
At Buikwe district head office, we were told that the environment officer was not around.
The subscriber subscriber you have called does not answer. Please try again later.
But we'll still give it another shot to find out from her why this continues to happen in the area where they are paid to be, ensuring that such things don't happen.
I later met SCOUL's Regional Director for Africa Operations, Suresh Sharma.
SCOUL is the only factory in East Africa who is working with zero discharge effluent system.
So why does the river turn black?
No, you go and see, river is not black at all.
Do your effluents, the ones that you've just treated, have the very color, black? Looks like crude oil sometimes, the river.
No, 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 no. Last time when some people came, there was certain portion in the river where there was a soil erosion. There were cane leaves. They got deteriorated. So they thought, people thought that this is the water coming out from the distillery.
Are you trying to mean that the locals who complain that their river is polluted are lying?
I will say there is some political interest in them. First of all, let us see, our all workers and staff are living here. And all around you can see the hilltop, you can see the trees. We are surprised how the town will stink. You must be coming now. Did you smell?
No, at night sometimes it smells.
What happened about few months back, there was an automatic switch. That means this is the chimney, the gas is going, that automatic switch failed for some time. Otherwise the surplus gas is flared up, it is burnt. Now when it burns, it doesn't give any smell. So this switch here which is put up probably got damaged for some time. So
that's why there was a smell.
That is also for few hours, not days. It only happened in only few months' time that the SCOUL is polluting the whole locality, community, and the allegation came that ladies are having miscarriages and all that. Now if ladies are having miscarriages, what about our staff and ladies living here? Are they all having miscarriages?
The Deputy General Manager of SCOUL, Timothy Muwonge, dismissed allegations that the plant emits hydrogen sulfide into the air.
If you look along and the few tests which have been done, I wonder whether it's real hydrogen sulfide. Hydrogen sulfide, it has a pungent smell, a smell of rotten eggs.
That's exactly what smells.
Like in Lugazi, it is the first plant in Uganda to produce a biogas at the large scale. What needs to be done? There is the solution. To every technology, there is a solution. These companies are trying to subsidize on the cost they incur. But if you use magnesium oxide, it can help to oxidize the hydrogen sulfide and the pollution won't be there.
After the visit of these two MPs or three MPs here, I wrote to the chairman and my letter is there. I told him that this confusion of H2S is baseless. You see, we are so much conscious of the environment, we have planted 1 million trees.
But you've cut many more than that.
No.
Because
no.
Part of the other complaints is that
no, absolutely.
You encroach on the
forest. Absolutely wrong.
If you say you care about so much of the environment, at the time when the president wanted to offer Mavira for sugarcane growing, were you accepting to take that up?
There was no decision. We are out of it.
Have you ever tried to bribe the councillors?
Never. Why should I bribe? I have no money to bribe. We don't bribe anybody.
By giving them sugar, by giving...
No, if somebody comes as a gesture, we can give 1 kilo sugar. Is that bribe?
I asked management why they continue to use open gutters to channel wastes, yet liquids diffuse into the soil and could contaminate the water tables in the area where people depend on spring water.
The major part is the pipeline, and it's an ongoing project. And the remaining portion is yes, it is open.
Why? Why should it be open?
What is wrong if it is open?
Because everything...
No, it does not seep. If you see what we have done,
These are liquids.
as a recommendation from people who are technical, even advanced in the forestry field, we have planted bamboo along that channel.
You take responsibility at some point when that river turns black because you're the ones who are...
If we realize it is us, we can take responsibility.
We were taken around the sugar factory to see the process of treating effluents. The hot brown molasses from the sugar factory are kept in a lagoon to cool before they are pumped into the distillery.
The other side where there is bamboo, I saw something that looks like this.
No, it will be that only. This we cannot. This is our feed to generate the methane gas. How can we discharge it? We cannot discharge it.
After producing the spirits, the end product is pushed into the digester, which produces methane gas. Before the dangerous methane gas is emitted into the environment, it is supposed to be burned to neutralize it. However, sometimes gas escapes into the air, especially during the rainy season. Using these pipes, the effluents are pumped to the biocomposite plant, which is over 1 kilometer away. It is from here that the factory makes fertilizers from the dark brown wastes.
Why is it open, not in pipes, as you indicated the other side?
Yeah, it's open like this. Yeah,
why?
Because it has been lined somewhere. 50% area is lined like this. 50% is on the bottom. It is lined, but rest of the not lined. It doesn't go very fast into the soil. You have to mix it because its bricks is more. It's not water.
In the sugar processing factory, the liquid effluent is sent to a lagoon. Lime is added to it and mixed for purification. It then goes to another lagoon where cow dung is added to attract bacteria, which breaks down the effluent. Later, it is sent to another lagoon where the effluent are purified. It is from here that the water flows to the rivers that meander through the expansive sugarcane plantation. This water from here does not contaminate River Musamya like it is with the distillery, which pollutes the river. If nothing is done to protect River Musamya and other streams in Lugazi, the lives of locals remain in peril. Sudhir Byaruhanga, NTV.